This is Monty with Bill Brothers Roofing and Solar. Started my digital inspection. We are at a property in the Oceanside area, and for our digital inspections we always like to start around the eaves just to see the condition of the wood, see if we can see anything that pops out to us. Now for these eaves, we just have a fascia and actually just a shadow board. Now this property was constructed in 1990, making it 35 years old, and what we're looking at is a concrete tile roof. Now, a couple things I noticed. Now there is drip edge. It's that metal flashing that allows water to freely flow off, but a couple signs that this does tell us that this roof is in fact original. Well, a couple things we notice underneath these flashings right here, we can see that the tile is beginning to slip. All right, this is normal. This happens, over time due to aging. A little bit of a gap right here as well. And another sign that this is original is there's no bird stop. Normally with a roof that gets updated, we add bird stop. It's that metal flashing similar to the drip edge underneath these tiles around the edge, and that just prevents any small rodents or critters entering to the roof decking. So a couple things I wanted to point out. There's a couple cracked and chipped tiles here and there, but what we want to look at most importantly is the underlayment, right? So that's going to be that felt paper, and you can see again this is the original product because it's very brittle. All right, this stuff is like dust. It's very easy to break apart. You can see a lot of water staining and just overall dust-like features. All right, this was already slipped, so I went ahead and pulled it down just a little bit more. So yeah, you can see a lot of water staining, a lot of brittle texture on there. As far as the valleys, we see the valley metal. Preferably we'd like to have these spaced out quite a bit more. You can see just how crowded these are, so anytime it rains, that debris begins to collect and doesn't really freely flow off. So definitely want to get these spaced apart. Another thing, the penetrations, these are starting to crack. Again, these are all signs of a 35-year-old roof, right? These are starting to crack. And then the rake cap, or the rake on the edge right here, actually fell off. That's what is right there. And we can see right here, again, you can take a look at that paper, and we do see quite a bit of termite damage. So something to look out for. I went ahead and pulled these tiles to the side just for consistency, right? Again, we do see the same thing. We see the discoloring. Product is very brittle to the touch, right? It's very dust-like. Normally with new felt paper or newer that's been replaced recently, it's going to be very gritty to the touch, almost like sandpaper. This is very soft. Same thing with these valley metals. Very crowded, so we definitely want to space these apart. Something else I noticed as well is these are all exposed, right? So we see these nails. We don't want to see any of the nails, because what happens here, it starts to rust, right? So you can see a couple of them have been replaced, but these are the original ones, and these are getting rained on every time. So this roof is actively leaking, whether water is coming through the ceiling or not. Water is collecting up and down into the wood decking. All right, so definitely want to do a lift and reset on this roof pronto before more water damage gets under there. Same thing with these mortar caps. You can see how these are cracked, right? Water is able to penetrate underneath those. So yeah, definitely want to get this roof replaced. I'll get these back in place. And another unknown factor is wood replacement. Well, we don't know how much wood is going to need to be replaced until we actually take off these old tiles, right? And update any rotten wood that we see. And then same thing with the felt paper underlayment, definitely want to update that as well. Redo all the flashings and add new drip edge, and we also want to add bird stop as well. Another thing I noticed that this doesn't have is any exhaust ventilation. So looking over at the neighbors, they have dormer vents. What we want to use on this to add some exhaust ventilation and allow that house to breathe is low profile Woodhaven vents. So definitely want to add those as well, allow that hot air to escape. All right, I'll get this out. Thank you.